If you've had the pleasure of working with foals, baby horses, you know how happy they are just to be alive. So you can imagine the grief of one day, out of the blue, you find your foal laying on the ground, reluctant to move, and aching with every breath it takes. And by this time it's too late, as this once happy, lively foal takes its last breath here on Earth. The culprit is a bacterium called Rhodococcus equi. It causes pneumonia in foals, and it acts insidiously, like a spy. It's able to manipulate the foal's immune system, in particular white blood cells in the lungs. You can think of these lungs as the police. So these bacterial spies are able to disarm the police and kill them from within. And once enough spies have infiltrated security, they rise as one and kill enough police to cause local riots of death and destruction. In biological terms, this means they cause an inflammatory response in the lungs that leads to pneumonia. In an attempt to stop these spies, our laboratory joined forces with the laboratory from the Harvard Medical School, and together we produced a vaccine that protects foals against R. equi pneumonia. This is the first vaccine after many decades of research shown to safely and effectively protect foals against this disease, and it's moving towards commercialization. This vaccine protects by producing antibodies that recognize a sugar molecule that can be found on the surface of many different bacteria-causing pathogens. And once it's identified its target, it is really good at killing these pathogens, even if they hide within infected cells. And since these antibodies are able to recognize a structure common to many different pathogens, this means that this one vaccine has the potential to prevent a multitude of diseases caused by many different pathogens and different mammalian species. For example, tuberculosis, or TB, is a disease in people very similar to R. equi pneumonia in foals. TB is one of the most ancient and one of the most important human diseases, as 1/3 of the world's population is infected. In 2017, 10 million people were diagnosed with TB, and 1.6 million people died from TB, of which 250,000 of these were children. Our vaccine could have prevented this. Our vaccine could also prevent the public health crisis of multi-drug resistant TB. The good news is that this vaccine, these antibodies, are being incorporated in treatments of TB patients in South Africa, and we hope that it will contribute to the end of the source of this disease and possibly of other diseases. Who would have thought that protecting a foal against pneumonia could have such a huge impact on the world's public health? So let's think big. Thank you.